Hey guys, 7W Rocks here, and I'm here to review The Flash Season 2, Episode 7, entitled Guerrilla Warfare. Before I get into the review, I'd just like to really thank you guys so much for the support on last week's The Flash review. Got over 200 views, which is freaking amazing for my channel. I'm not a very big channel at all, and there's so many Flash reviews and stuff. So that was great to see all those views and likes. I got 7 likes, I believe. And if you even subscribed to my channel because of that video, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So it's good to see, my channel is more pro wrestling, so it's good to do a random video like this, a superhero review, and still get a lot of love for it. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Let's get right in the review. If you want to see the quick overview, if you don't want to, watch the entire video, basically. This week's episode was pretty good. I honestly was hoping for it to be better. Gorilla Grodd was the main attraction for this episode, and I love that character. I think how they did him in the first season was brilliant. Kind of showing him in the shadows, but not really showing him up close because not really a weakness, but they're not able to have the greatest graphics for this gorilla, which is okay, and I understand that. But I just love how they've shown him, in the shadows and such, and I think they did a great job. But Flash, of course, this episode didn't have his powers for a good 45 minutes, so not a whole lot of action. But storyline-wise, I thought it was a really good episode, storyline-wise. But if you're going to watch this expecting a lot of action, then you're going to be disappointed. So here we go. Let's start with the review now. Alright, like I said, Barry does not have his powers for most of this episode after getting demolished by Zoom. Zoom actually broke his back in the process. So Barry's barely able to walk. He gets like 6 steps in the opening and then just falls to the ground. So they had that to worry about, of course. Quick question, quick little side note. Where is Jay? I mean, they said Jay's gone. Like, Caitlyn's like, we don't have Jay anymore. He didn't go back to Earth too, so I'm wondering, just, is he, like, in Central City having a hot dog or something? Like, what is this guy doing? So, I don't really get where Jay is at this point. I don't think he went to Earth 2. Maybe I missed something and he went back to Earth 2 somehow. But back to the show, the actual review. Harrison Wells wants to go back to Earth 2, of course, to, save his daughter. He wants to fight Zoom by himself. Caitlyn talks him out of it, saying, that's a bad idea. You're going to stay here, help us out, because Caitlyn's the only one on Team Flash that, says we need him, we need Harrison Wells. And they come up with a plan to close out all the portals except one, the one in Star Labs, so they can bait Zoom out to come out only to that portal, which they'll set up a trap and, trap Zoom. So that was their plan. I'll talk about it a little later on in the episode. So Cisco goes out on a date with Hawkgirl. I forget what her name is, her actual name, but she's going to be Hawkgirl in Legends of Tomorrow. He's out on a movie date with her, and they touch hands, to hold hands, and he vibes her, so he sees little Hawk character. You can't see their face, you don't know if it's Hawkman or Hawkgirl. So that was pretty cool that he got to vibe him, and we get to see a little more of what he actually did vibe later on the episode, which of course I'll get to. Alright, so next we see a guy in a laboratory, these two, scientists or whatever, just talking about life, science, whatnot. And one of them starts getting those mind control things, those like freaky scenes of like, chaos and whatnot going around in his head. So we know that this is Grodd controlling his mind. The guy just walks off, smashes this glass window thing, or glass container, pulls out some like drug thing, some like container, and he just beats up everybody in the lab. He walks out and turns around, and he walks outside, and he's like, okay, after that, and then he turns around, and he's like, what are you? And of course, we see Grodd. Grodd just smacks him out and kills him in the process. So Grodd is back, and he's a force to be reckoned with, obviously, so that was really cool to see. Back to Barry. This entire episode, he's just struggling with the fact that he got killed by Zoom, basically. And he says, all the people in Central City are seeing him not as a hero anymore. He failed the city. Arrow failed the city. He's just, down on that. And then, so his dad comes, and I'll get to that later. But we're back to Caitlyn. Caitlyn is talking with Cisco. Cisco's trying to see what he vibed. He thinks it's an angel. And Caitlyn just freaks out, but Caitlyn starts getting those, mind control powers or whatever, in her head, and she punches Cisco right in the face, walks off, and we see Gorilla Grodd kidnap her, and we don't actually see that, but they, show the cameras on Star Labs, and we see a big gorilla outside. So in broad daylight, he has kidnapped Caitlyn, And we later go see where he's at a tower with her, and basically he wants to know, how did he become all intelligent and psychopath, telekinesis, all that powers and stuff, and mind controlling ability. She says, the dark matter, the particle accelerator exploded, you got your powers, and he's like, repeat, and she's like, repeat, what are you talking about? And he's like, I want you to do that and make more of me, and she's like, what? No. She's like, oh my gosh, he wants kids, and he wants a lot of crazy apes. Barry's dad returns this episode because Iris brings him, because Barry's having, this huge struggle. He's perfectly fine at this point, because he can heal so fast, but he's not able to run at full speed because this whole thing is weighing on him. The whole Zoom thing, showing the entire city that he's really not a hero, that he can't even save the city, he can't even beat Zoom. So this is holding him back, so Barry's dad gives him some encouraging words. They have 2 or 3 scenes, I believe, where he's able to bring up his spirits and such, but we'll get to that later when Barry finally becomes the Flash again. So the plan to take down Grodd is Harrison Wells is going to dress up like Reverse Flash and trick Gorilla Grodd into thinking that he's, Harrison Wells from Earth 1, his master, his creator, his father. So that's what the plan they go with, and he encounters Grodd, and Grodd is, talking to him, and basically Harrison Wells says, let Caitlin go, it's just me and you now, we can, conquer the world. Gorilla Grodd's like, you're asking me to let Caitlin go, my father never asked anything, he just took. So he knows it's not Harrison Wells from Earth 1, just backhands him and just sends him flying. He's able to get up, he's, got some broken ribs, I believe, but he's able to get up, and he's able to still try to keep this going, try to act like he still is his father. He's like, no, it's me, we can do this, you can finally have that world I promised you, you can, have all the power you want, but he's actually got some drugs behind him where he stabs it into Grodd, and that knocks him out. So Caitlin's able to escape with Cisco, and Harrison Wells makes the save, so good job, Harrison Wells. So now that Barry's dad is able to lift his spirits, Flash is back in action with the Flash costume on. So the plan is Harrison Wells comes up with the idea to have a portal where he can send Gorilla Grodd where other apes are, and he can be free. He can be, having fun with other intelligent apes, which is pretty cool. And that's all Gorilla Grodd wants. So they kind of humanized Gorilla Grodd and made us feel sorry for him this episode, which I didn't really like. I hope they have, that final fight scene, or not final fight scene, but that big fight scene that I've been really wanting between Flash and Gorilla Grodd, but we'll get to that later. So basically, they use Caitlin as bait, they drag Grodd out, Flash runs around the city with Grodd chasing him, he backhands Flash and stomps on him, about to kill him in the process. Caitlin's able to talk him down, Gorilla Grodd, bring it down a notch, calm down. So they open up the portal, Flash is able to race her to safety, Caitlin to safety, and the portal's not strong enough. It's not pulling Grodd back, so Barry's dad says, you gotta do it. You gotta Superman punch this guy. So Flash runs through, Superman punches Gorilla Grodd right through the portal. Not the best graphic looking scene we've seen, because it was just Gorilla Grodd's little butt going through the portal, and he's like, no! But, we'll be good fans and say that was cool. So it was pretty cool to see a Superman punch through the portal. And so they save the day. Awesome. Flash is back, and he's got a confidence, which is always important for that character. Patty and Barry make up because Barry, when he was crippled, said, he was sick, and she saw right through that, because Patty's awesome. And they make up. She says, can I trust you? And he's like, yeah, dog, and they kiss. So Barry, once again, getting some. Cisco, he saves his date after leaving his original date with Hot Girl after he vibed her. Comes back, he's got chocolate, flowers, movies. They're ready to pick up where the date left off. And she kisses him, which Cisco's able to vibe her again, and sees that she indeed is Hot Girl. So that's awesome. I really like that. And that's how the episode ended. But we got that after credit scene. Gorilla Grodd's thrown out of the portal. He looks up. He's in Gorilla City. He is home. Other gorillas roaming free, and it's awesome. Gorilla Grodd is, freaking happy. He let out a great roar to end the episode, so that was cool. And Flash, we got December 1st. It will come back for the two episode event. It will be the Flash on Tuesday, December 1st, and then Arrow December 2nd, of course. And it will be the crossover event with Arrow, Team Flash, Legends of Tomorrow cast members. I freaking can't wait for it. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at 730rocks. let me know if you enjoyed this episode, and man, I can't wait for that crossover event. So, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section, and I will have my Arrow review up tomorrow. So, thank you guys, and as always, have a nice day.